Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Blue Archive tier list. I would love to give a very big shout out and thanks to this amazing website known as Game.Guide for coming up with this amazing tier list in the first place. The links are down in the description of this video below, so check it out. Anyways, that said, now let's get this started. Let's begin with the God tier units in this game, or let's say the S plus tier units in this game, and definitely the first one on the list is going to be our beloved Iori, the most popular character in the game right now and definitely the best striker DPS unit in the game as of now. If you are going to consider the current raid meta cards and the PvP meta cards, then definitely she is an essential unit of that team. Alright, so that's why most of the players are totally trying to get her, because she can really kill our enemies real fast. A lot of DPS output right over there. Next unit in the team is gonna be Hibiki out here. If you are going to consider the current raid meta contents, then definitely Hibiki is going to be a really great help to you guys, because she's the best DPS support unit in the game. She can deal some good AoE damage, and on top of that one, she can boost the critical damage of not only herself but also to the ally as well. Very amazing DPS unit right over here, Hibiki, definitely for the raid contents. Next is going to be Haruna. Her attack power is total solid. She can really deal some crazy damage to the enemies out there, and the best thing about her is that she is a farmable unit. Yes, you heard me right. Even if you cannot actually get her, then well, no need to worry. You can pretty much farm for her as well. She's the best blue core DPS unit in the game right now. And now that said, let's move on into the S tier units. Alright, and the first one on the list is definitely going to be Shun. If you are going to consider the current meta cards, then definitely you would want to have your hands on Shun right away. The main uniqueness of the Shun is that she can actually provide that immediate 3.8 skill cost right off the bat, and that can really give you an immediate advantage right away against your opponents, especially in the PvP battle, so that you can actually unleash some crazy skill to the enemies out there. And thanks to her ability, she can pretty much boost her own crit rate as well by 50%. My god, she can even improve her range as well, so that she can totally specialize her attack on the backline enemies. So if there are enemies out there, squishy enemies who are pretty much like taking the cover, she can totally nuke them real good. Alright, so there we go. That's gonna be our Shun. Next is gonna be Hina right over here. And Hina right over here can actually deal some really good nuke damage to the enemies, and she can boost her own attack stat and attack speed as well, and that actually allows her to nail out some really good damage to the enemies. Next on the list is going to be Aru. Well, Aru, she has got some crazy attack stat. Oh my god, she can pretty much nuke the enemies and also at the same time deal some good AoE damage to the enemies as well. A very unique unit indeed, and she can boost her own crit rate and critical damage as well, so that she can easily push out some really good damage against the opponents. Next is gonna be Kotama. Look at this. She is a 1-star unit, and yet still she is in the S tier. That's how amazing she is. So what actually makes Kotama so good? She is a support character that can massively boost the attack stat of all the allies in the team with her 2 skills. One's going to be the EX skill, and the next one is going to be her sub skill. So an amazing unit that you would definitely want to have in your team, especially if you want to boost your entire firepower. So Kotama, man, she is an amazing unit. You're easily attainable because she is a 1-star unit, and man, you are definitely not gonna regret by hiring her in your team. Next in the list is going to be Shubaki. A 2-star unit, but yet she is very effective, guys. She is an amazing tank in the game right now. The best tank in the game, I would say, with the taunt ability, and she can boost her own defense stats as well. She can recover her own HP, which is so good, right? She doesn't even need a healer, and she can even reduce the incoming damage as well. So with all those things combined, definitely the best healer in the game out there that you can use in every content out there, no problem at all. Next is gonna be Karin right over here, the Black Beauty. I really do love her. You know, like this artwork right here looks pretty good, and definitely in like the RPG gacha game series, I would say she is the very unique first ever, I would say, a Black Beauty out here, first time introduced, guys. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, she's a very good DPS unit, and she can deal some more crazy damage against the extra large enemies. She can even stun the enemies as well, ladies and gentlemen, and she can boost the attack of the ally as well. So yeah, there we go. Lots of stuff happening around. Even after being an attacker, she's a little bit of support type unit as well. Next is gonna be the Nonomi out here, guys, and Nonomi is known for really good damage output. Even though she's a 2-star character, can really nail out some really good damage against the enemies, as she can boost her own attack stats and critical damage by a massive amount. Alright, now that said, the next unit in the list is gonna be Hanai, 2-star unit, and she is one of the best healer out there. She can provide that continuous healing to the allies, alright, and that actually is pretty good, and she can even boost her own healing ability as well, and she can boost the defense of a one ally as well at the same time. And when we are talking about the Serena, I think Serena is a little bit better as well compared to Hanai when it comes to healing, even though she's a 1-star, because she has 2 skills that are dedicated to healing the ally. Yes, one skill actually allows her to provide the direct healing right off the bat, and the next skill actually allows her to provide that continuous healing to the allies in the team. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's the Trinity out here. She can even improve her own healing ability as well at the same time. So an amazing character that you really want to have in your team, guys. Next, let's move on into the A tier. Alright, the first one on the list is gonna be Shiroko. Okay, so when we are looking at the Shiroko, she is a good DPS unit, but her RNG crit chance is not really that reliable. Alright, that's the reason why she's in the A tier. She could have actually got a little bit better, but a lot of RNG elements going on around. Next is gonna be Hifumi right over here, guys. She is a very amazing support unit with taunt ability. Alright, like a little bit mismatch out there, but still, like, even as a support, she can boost her own HP. Alright, so that actually allows her to become a semi-tank at the same time. Alright, she can totally tank the damage at the same time. So that said, she can actually increase the cost recovery after using her EX skill, and that is so good, meaning like you will be able to use a lot of skills right away thanks to that cost recovery effect. Next is gonna be Hoshino right over here. So Hoshino is right over here in the A tier. She is an amazing tank unit, can stun the enemies. She has own self HP recovery stuff out there as well. She can boost her own defense as well, and she can also cast barrier on herself. Looks like she's an amazing tank unit, isn't she? The only thing that she really lacks is the provoke, or let's say the taunt ability, okay? And due to that, she's in the A tier right now. If only she had that taunt. Next is gonna be Midori right over here. Well, there seems to be no data about Midori in the game. Is it just me or you guys as well who actually did not find the data of Midori in the game? Let me know if you have any information on her. Next is gonna be Akane out here, guys. So Akane is a really good support unit. Alright, she can reduce the defense of the enemy so that we can actually deal even more damage to those enemies, and she can even increase the movement speed of the allies. Next in the list is going to be Akari. So when we are actually going to look into Akari, she is actually capable of dealing some really good AoE damage to the enemies out there. She has pretty much RNG attack boost ability, which is kind of not reliable. Next is going to be Momoe out here, and I also don't have any kind of data on Momoe right over here, guys. If you have any data on her, let me know. Next is going to be Chise out here, guys. Chise, she can actually deal some really good AoE dot damage. Pretty good damage out there, but not one of the best. Next is going to be Junko. Alright, lower the HP, more the damage that she's actually going to deal to the enemies out there. So she really needs to have lower HP in order to shine. Alright, and that can be quite inconvenient in most of the time as well. Next is going to be Izuna out here, and there don't seem to be any data on Izuna. Alright, next is going to be Saya. Let's talk about Saya right over here. Can also deal AoE dot damage to the enemies, and she can also boost the crit rate of an ally. So that is great, isn't it? Next is gonna be Serika. Serika, she can boost her own attack and her attack speed so that she can deal some crazy damage to the enemies out there. Though her damage output may be quite just average. Okay, yeah, there we go, guys. Good damage dealer, but kind of a little bit average. Next is going to be Fina, or let's say in game we can call her Pina, right? Pina, okay. She can boost her own attack stat, and she can boost her own crit rate as well. She can even boost her own attack speed as well. There we go. A lot of DPS boost to her right off the bat, which is so amazing. I just love it. And she can provide herself with the self-recovery as well. If only her attack stats were really high, that could have been a really good case scenario, and she could have actually easily climbed up to the higher tier. Anyways, now that's it. Next is going to be Haruka right over here. A very good tank with self HP and defense boost, and that's all there is to it, guys. That's all there is to it. Just a good tank, okay? A doable tank. She could actually be placed in the lower tier. If that's not the situation, then next is going to be Yuyuka right over here. A very good tank with barrier ability. Yes, with her EX skills, she can totally provide herself with that barrier, and that is so good. She can even recover her own HP, and guess what, guys? She can even boost her own defense as well. And finally, let's move on into the Maki, the final A tier list character. Alright, and looking into the Maki, she is a very good single target nuker. Yes, can deal some really good damage to a single target. but with high skill cost. And she can boost her own attack stats, she can boost her own attack speed boost as well. And guess what, guys, she can actually decrease the defense of the target as well, so that she can push out even more damage. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Pretty interesting character right over here. And well, starting the B tier characters out here, well, it's really up to you guys. All right, not one of the best character out there. If you guys think like there's some B tier characters that should have actually been placed in A tier, S tier, or even S plus tier, let me know, guys. All right, I really don't think it's really worth mentioning all this like B tier character out here. Okay, that's totally up to you. If you want to know more, then well, you can check out the description of this video to check out the link of this website right over there, and to have a little bit more data on them. All right, so yeah, there we go, guys. That is pretty much it for today. This is the TLS for Blue Archive, as that of 9th of November 2021. And once again, a big shout out and thanks to this game.guide website for providing this amazing tier list in the first place. See you guys in the next video.